Welcome back, student. Now we are going to cover the part number 2 of lesson Molecular Basis of Inheritance, lesson number 6 of class 12. And our today's topic is double helix model for the structure of DNA. DNA model has been given by James Watson and Frederick Crick. So the model has been given by, but actually they have just given the model. James Watson and Francis Crick has just given the model, but it was seen and observed by Maurice Wilkin and Rosalind Franklin in the same year 1953. Okay, so what happened at that time? Maurice Wilkin and Rosalind Franklin take a X-ray diffraction data of DNA, but they do not elaborate it. Watson and Crick, means James Watson and Francis Crick, has elaborated the structure and give a very peculiar characteristic structure of DNA, that is double helix structure of DNA. We will study it in this part. Just see the salient feature of this model. Which model? The salient feature of the model that has been given by Watson and Crick. And I have already explained these topics, these features in my last class, that is in part number 1. Just I am sweeping it to make you understand. DNA is made up of two polynucleotide chain. See, DNA is made up of two polynucleotide chain, which backbone is made up of sugar, phosphate and nitrogen base projected inside it. See the figure, you will understand. Sugar and phosphate, it is making the backbone, and the nitrogen base is the nitrogen base is present inside in it. So DNA is made up of two polynucleotide chain means this one is one chain, and this one is another chain. So there is a two polynucleotide chain. This is one nucleotide, this one is another nucleotide. In this way nucleotide is arranged one by one. Okay, similarly you can see this is the one nucleotide, this is one another nucleotide, this is another nucleotide. So nucleotides are arranged. So it is called polynucleotide chain. So it is made up of two polynucleotide chain, one chain and another chain, two polynucleotide chain. Understood? And the backbone is made up of phosphate and sugar, and the nitrogen base present in the inner side. Understood? Next, the two chains are anti-parallel to each other, means one run just opposite to each other. If one run in 5-3- direction, the another, it is the polarity. 5- and 3- is the polarity. If one runs 5- to 3- direction, another runs 3- to 5- direction. See here, you have already observed here it runs 3- to 5- direction, and just opposite to this one, it runs 5- to 3- direction. See, 5- to 3-. So both of them go anti-parallel to each other, means if it is 3- to 5-, then it will be 5- to 3-. Understood? Next, the bases in the two strands are paired through hydrogen bond. Bases means nitrogen bases. So you can see here the nitrogen bases. Adenine is pairing with thymine. A is paired with T with the hydrogen bond. The line that you are seeing over here is the hydrogen bond. Similarly, thymine is pairing with adenine with double bond of hydrogen. Here guanine is pairing with cytosine. here it has 3 hydrogen bond. Similarly, cytosine is pairing with guanine, here is also 3 hydrogen bond. So adenine makes a double bond with thymine, or thymine make double bond with adenine, whereas guanine and cytosine has triple bond of hydrogen. See, the bases in 2 strands are paired through hydrogen bond. Adenine and thymine forms double hydrogen bond, and guanine and cytosine forms triple hydrogen bond. I think you understood. Next, the 2 chains are coiled in right stand fashion, means both of them stand right angle to each other. When one moves, the another remain moves like a railway track. Okay, the railway track do not meet at run parallelly and do not meet at any place. Similarly, the DNA, the double helix of DNA is also right angle to each other. They do not meet at any place. And one twist of the DNA, one twist, suppose this is the one twist of DNA contain 3.4 nanometer and contain 10 base pair. The distance between one twist of a DNA has 3.4 nanometer distance, and it contain about 10 base pair. 10. Understood? See, the 2 chains are coiled in right-handed fashion, and the pitch of the helix, means double helix, is 3.4 nanometer and roughly 10 base pair in each turn. I think you understood. Next, the plane of one base pair is talked over the other in double helix to confer stability. Means one pair is stable to another pair. No pair is remain vacant. Always they make the pair, and the pair is constant. Okay, it's stable. The pair do not changes at all. Francis Crick. What's the name? Francis Crick has given the formula or data of central dogma in a molecular biology. What is called the central dogma? Central dogma is a phenomenon in which it is seen that the DNA help in the formation of RNA, and this RNA help in the formation of protein. So the process in which DNA forms the RNA and RNA forms the protein is explained by a simple data, and that was given by Francis Crick, and it is called central dogma. Sometime the question asked about that, what is called central dogma. So I think you understood the process or the structure, double helix structure of DNA. In next class we will study more. Now I have arranged some question for you to understand what are the main difference between DNA and RNA, who observed the DNA, who has given the double helix structure of DNA, state the salient feature of DNA, and how many base pair are there in the haploid set of human chromosomes, and what are the main difference between nucleoside and nucleotide. These 6 questions are based on the last 2 classes. I hope you will understand and you can easily able to answer the question. Although it's a very general question, the question that has been asked by CBSE will be given at the last of this lesson. Okay, all question will be given by me. So for today, that much only. We will read more thing on our next class. Learn it, and if you are getting any kind of problem or anything else, you can ask me anytime. Okay, I think you will understand. Okay, bye bye, see you.